Loves to Knit podcast. I'm Ruth and I love to knit. You're so welcome here today. It is Wednesday the 3rd of September 2025 and I'm coming to you as always from Devon in the southwest of England, where I live with my husband Nigel and our two teenagers, Eva who's 17 and Samuel who's 15, and our two little dogs that you probably will hear in the background at some point, even though they're downstairs and I have the door shut. They like to bark at, falling leaves, etc. But here we are. It's been a while since I last spoke to you properly. There's been a bit of dipping in and out, but I did say I was going to take a wee break and I haven't podcast properly since April. I have enjoyed my wee break. It was needed, but I'm back, baby. I just need a wee break, and but I missed you. I missed talking about my knitting. I missed the community, although so many of you stayed in touch, and just having the this little space on YouTube to just share what I'm doing with you. School started back this morning for my son at least, so the slow mornings are over. I have been up for many hours, but I still look like I've just got out of bed. My daughter starts college tomorrow, which will be a 10 to 6 start, so that'll be even earlier, but I'm always glad to be back in the routine. I don't cope well with the summer holidays. If you've been watching any British podcaster recently, you'll know we've had unprecedented dry heat. No, it's not dry heat. It was humid. It was dry and hot. We haven't had much rain, and it was a muggy old summer. And despite working overseas for many years, I do not enjoy the heat. That time of life probably as well, and we're just not used to it. Our houses are insulated to keep the heat in. We don't have AC, and moan. And today we're back to the usual British weather. I am in a place I don't normally podcast from. I normally podcast from behind you, where I have my scripture text and my little logo, but the lighting is so bad today. The overhead light's on and it is shining off my grey hair. It is grey, it is wet, it is not chilly yet, hence the short sleeves, although I have been running around. And I'm not mad about it. I'm sure we'll all go back to complaining. It has been torrential rain here since Sunday. We need it, I think. There's been water, hose pipe bans and all the rest, but I'm not mad about it. I'm really glad that it's cooled down and it feels like autumn's coming in. The nights are definitely drawn in and it's knitting weather. So if you hate the winter, I'm sorry, and I know some of you watch will just be heading into your summer as we're coming out of our summer, but everybody's different, and the British have the prerogative of complaining about the weather no matter what it is. So you'll have more of that from all the British podcasters. Anyway. If I feel like I nearly have to give an introduction of who I am because it's been so long, but sure, I'm Ruth, and although I live in Devon, you can hear from my accent, I'm originally from Northern Ireland. My husband's from the south of Ireland, but we've lived in Devon for just over 6 years now, and we work with a Christian mission called the Faith Mission down here in the southwest of England. And that's pretty much me. I love to knit. It has been my saviour, my salvation through COVID and through lockdown and through just living rurally. We live quite rurally, not easy to get places. So knitting has been my absolute saviour, sanity saviour, not my actual saviour. I'm just so thankful for it. So thankful for this community. Thank you for sticking with me. So I had many unsubscribers, but thankfully many of you did say you would be here when I came back, and here we are. And as usual, if you've been here before, you'll know I'm a chatty person. Come from Northern Ireland, gift of the gab. If you haven't been here before, I hope you'll stick with us. It's chatty, it's relaxed, it's all the yarny stuff. There might even be a craft that I don't normally do in this episode. You'll see lovely yarn, you'll see lovely projects. I do share a wee bit of the gospel at the end, although I'm not sharing it today. I am a Christian. If I was in my normal podcasting space, you would see the scripture text behind my head. But I hope that doesn't put you off. I will give you a warning before I mention anything to do with the Bible. Don't worry. And I know many people don't stay on for the endy bit, but maybe today you will. Anyway, so that's me. Yes, I have 2 teenagers. We're in that phase of life. Samuel's just gone back today for his GCSE year. I know many of you are in the same boat. And Eva will be starting college tomorrow. She'll have 12-hour days because, again, we live rurally, and she has to get a bus at 10 to 7 in the morning, and then a train. And that'll be new for her, my little introverted daughter. But she has had a great year, volunteering at things and getting involved in the local school and charity shop and the library and all the rest of it. And she's raring to go. She's excited to get back and make friends and get back into studying, and I'm excited for her too. Although I've loved having her at home this year, I have to be honest. Anyway, so I hope you all did have a good summer. Well, I should say where you can find me, just in case you think, who is this woman? I'm Ruth Loves to Knit Podcast on Instagram. I'm Ruth Loves to Knit on Ravelry, and I have a website, or not a website, who do I think I am? I have an email for this podcast, which is ruthlovestoknit@gmail.com, and you can contact me there anytime, and I will try and get back to you. And remember that I need to check my trash. I found several messages in my trash recently that should have answered a long time ago, and I apologise if you're one of those people. So that's where you can find me. I'm pretty, I might not always be active on Ravelry and Instagram, but I do check in. So you can catch me on any of those forums. I'm looking at my notes because I need notes. I hope you had, if you're in the summer part of the world, I hope you've had a lovely summer holiday. I don't know what to do with my hands. Yes, we had a good time, busy. We had the privilege of going up to Suffolk for a week. My son went to camp. We run camps with our mission, and well, we don't anymore. We used to, and he was invited up to one in Suffolk, and he was raring to go. He's 15, 6'2", and needs to be kept busy. So we were very happy to drive up and drop him off, and a lovely couple had offered us a week in their caravan, which was just in the middle of a field. Eva, my daughter, was supposed to go too, but after 6 hours she phoned and said, this is not for me. And she's 17. If she'd been 12 or 13, I would have said you're staying, but she's so easy to have around, and it was fine. So we had the privilege of being there. My husband slept most of the time. Eva and I went to yarn shops and libraries. Eva wants to be a librarian when she finishes all her studying, and we had a great time. There was no Wi-Fi at the caravan, so literally it was in a field, and so we went to the AC in the library and topped up on our Wi-Fi. And she had loved it, and it just cemented the fact that she definitely wants to be a librarian. They're so different now. Libraries are so different now. And I visited quite a few yarn shops. We went, for the first one, we went to Bury St Edmunds, and for Eva, because she hadn't brought anything to do, because she thought she was going to be at camp. So we got her a crochet hook and some cotton, and she loves to crochet, and she did the little face things, and she crocheted a whole load of things, and she read, and she watched movies on, not your maybe typical, my son would have been bored out of his mind, but we had a great time together. I'd taken all our food with us, so we didn't have to worry about finding my celiac husband food, and we just took it easy. It was very relaxed. It was exactly what we needed, and but we also visited the Yarnworks. I have bought a few things from it online and only realised it was about 20 minutes, half an hour from where we were staying. So I had a lovely wee while in the Yarnworks. I'm sure many of you know that shop. And the couple who run it were just lovely. The guy even lent me a neck fan. I was feeling it. Their selection of stuff, they're online. I'll put all the details down below in the description, and I had a few wee treats from there, but you'll see, I'm not going to show you anything. It's, well, very little that's come into the house over the summer, or over since April, but you'll see me knitting on it and using it, and that's what matters. So yeah, I had a lovely time in there. My husband stood outside, Eva came in with me, and I would have spent longer there, only now I've always, you know what they're like. And yes, it was lovely, and they have a lovely table there. I could have sat and knitted if I wanted to, and I had planned maybe to go back another day, but it didn't work out that way. But also I had the privilege of having a lovely catch up. Well, I'd never met her before, so it was a meet up with Nancy, who's the kitty scrapper on here. Oh dear me. She's got her own podcast, and what a delight to meet her. She is colour personified. We had a lovely coffee together in the AC, knitted together, put the world to rights, learned a bit more about her and all the things she gets up to at the school she teaches at. And thank you so much, Nancy. I really enjoyed my time with you, and it was just lovely to do all those things on a wee week's break, and we came back semi-refreshed. So that's the most important thing. And then a few weeks later, I took the kids over to Northern Ireland to see my parents. My brother and sister-in-law were away, but we managed to catch up with my nephew and his girlfriend. And again, I had a bit of a yarny experience. Lovely Helen. Hi Helen, who I met actually in lockdown online. We had for probably a couple of years, we had a Thursday night Zoom meetup, and Helen is from Northern Ireland, and I mentioned to her about going to a yarn shop and just chatting about it, and she said, well, why don't you come to mine? I wasn't keen on driving into Belfast. I haven't driven in Belfast in probably, we left 11 years ago, so maybe before that. I worked in Belfast, but it was on the outskirts of Belfast. I worked in the Royal Victoria as a midwife, or Royal Jubilee as a midwife, and I went there four times a week, but I never went into the shopping areas. And I met her at her house, and she took me, and we went to Folklore Yarns and had a lovely cup of coffee, and I had a lovely piece of shortbread. And we probably could have sat there for hours and wouldn't have been shooed out. It's really lovely. If you're in Belfast, I'm sure you know it anyway, but I'd never been before. Got some bits from there. And then we went round to Hank's Yarn Parlour, and lovely Casey, she's got a podcast on here too. And it was just lovely to meet her, because we've been back and forth a bit too. And to see her wee shop as well. Now, I would never have got to either of them, I don't think. I'm sure if I'd used my sat nav, but I was in my mum's wee car, and she doesn't have sat nav in her car, and looking at my phone and driving and all the rest of it, and menopause and I would have been over the hedge. So thank you, Helen. It was fantastic to meet you, and it was a lovely morning. And yeah, I certainly topped up my battery with meeting people who knit and getting to yarn shops. So 13 minutes in, and the usual. So that's all caught up. Come on, I haven't been on properly in ages. Anyway, you can fast forward if you want. I'll maybe put a timestamp at the start to let you know when the knitting starts. Well, one more thing, and it's just what I'm wearing. Now, I love a good slogan t-shirt, any slogan really, as long as it doesn't offend anybody or it doesn't have any swear words or anything. And I have many coffee related ones, but I have this t-shirt on today. A woman can't survive on caffeine alone. She also needs yarn, and it is such good quality, so soft, and I'm looking for my other ones. And it's from a company, I have a couple of hoodies and a couple of mugs as well, but I didn't bring those today. And it's from a company called Rhapsody Yarns. And I managed to get you a discount on these. I think they do ship worldwide. If you buy more than 3 items, now they do mugs, they do hoodies, they do long sleeves, they do short sleeves, they do notebooks, what else? Bags. I'll show you my bag. Oh, sorry. It was behind my head and I took it down. This applies to me greatly with teenagers and mum taxi. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the car with my knitting. And I took this on holidays with us, with all my knitting projects in it. So that's one of the bags they do, and it's great quality with pockets inside it, all the rest of it. But I wanted to show you a couple of other ones. This one I love. That's a Bible verse from Proverbs 31. She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. Different version than what I'm used to. Sorry, it's so crinkled, but they've been folded up in my cupboard. And then where's the other one? This is my favorite. Today, sorry, today it's backwards for me. Today I plan to be as useful as the letter K in knitting. It's blown out a bit, sorry. Samey, but sure. And a friend bought me this one, which will allude to later projects. The material is so soft and it's so lovely and cool on my seasonal body. And I have a wee discount code for you. And my code is Ruth10, and they go right up to a 64-inch chest, 5XL 64-inch chest. As I say, if you get 3+ items, you get free postage. They came really quickly. They're all printed on demand. But what I love is once you order, you immediately get an email from them, and it gives you 6 hours to cancel, because they don't want to start printing it if you've changed your mind. I think that's brilliant. That's a great service. So if you decide you don't want it after all, you can cancel it. So Rhapsody Dyes, I'll put it on the screen. Rhapsody Dye Yarns, I think it's .com, and Ruth10, and that now your first order you will get 10% off, but if you put Ruth10 in, I get a wee bit of back from it, and I obviously give that all to charity. So, and the other thing I like about it is the sleeves are a wee bit longer, I think, and they cover up my bingo wings. I am so ready to cover my bingo wings with knits this autumn, so hopefully. So that's just a wee thing, maybe fun birthday coming up, or Christmas, or whatever, or for yourself. And I just love a slogan shirt. They do all the crafts, and they do other ones that aren't crafty related at all. So have a look, and that's it. Right, I wasn't sure what to talk about today, and for quite a bit of the summer I had cast on paralysis, to be honest with you, and so I knit a lot of hats. I knit 3 hats for my nephew that he's already got those, and I just kept going. And the one I knit the most was I'll show you this one, it's easiest to see, was the Jason's cashmere hat pattern. This is obviously not cashmere, and I just, the cables I just love. Now this light's gonna go again and I'll not be able to show you things properly. And I just one size, and I just think they're brilliant. I knit my nephew one of these as well. He's in his 30s, like. And I am planning to send those off. I've 2 more on the finish, but I haven't put them in the pile. And I'm planning to send those off to Lydia's Gift info on Instagram. It's a lady in it's a group of people in Northern Ireland who collect knits for, I suppose, those less fortunate than us. They send them to homeless shelters. They send them to refuges. They send all sorts of things, and for kids and refugees and everything. And that was set up by a lady, and her daughter Lydia died very, very prematurely, and young adult, and she's decided to set this up in her name, which I think is wonderful. So I'll be posting those off to her, add another couple and get those sent off. And I would really like to just sort of have some of those hats on the needles just constantly. I bought those big balls of yarn from like pound stretcher kind of things, and that would do, and you can throw them in the wash, and they're not gonna shrink and everything. So I have a couple of those big, I think, 250 gram balls, and I'll knit. I quite like these ones too. Quite like these ones. That's just pound stretcher yarn. So we'll get those sent off so that kept me busy. At least I was knitting. Sorry, I put these on the floor because if you could see the stuff around me. And then of course we've all been, my knit group and I have been knitting on the yellow socks. Now this is in a plastic bag, maybe not even be able to see them. we have a really good bag of them going. I should have put it in a clear bag, but anyway. And I think there's 10 pairs in there, and I have another pair on the needles, and there's some more to come. And that's for Marie Curie Sock Quest. We've done those for, I don't know, at least since lockdown. For Marie Curie, Dr. Sarah, who works in one of the Marie Curie hospices here in the UK, and every year she collects yellow socks for all the, I don't know if they're called patients or clients or just people, and she gives those out at Christmas. So we've been doing them for years. I am definitely coming to the end of my yellow sock yarn, and so next year I think I'll work for another project. But we've enjoyed doing them. I've lost my sock mojo, which doesn't help. I do this every year. I have mad sock mojo till about September time, and then it just goes. So I've one pair of socks in my handbag that I just take out and about with me, and you don't need to be sending them till like November time. So and I decided to cast on a 72 stitch sock. Just because men need socks too, and because they're yellow, because the daffodil is the flower for Marie Curie. So we've really got going well with those, and thank you to the ladies from my knit group who I gave them the yarn and they knit them. So that's some finished objects, I suppose. Then I'm not going to show you too many more, well, a couple of more finished objects. If I showed you all the finished objects, we'd be here for an hour and a half. So the next finished object is quite different for me. I decided that I wanted to try crochet, and I went to a Granny Square class in Wool on the X, which is in Exeter, train journey from us, and I was useless at it. I don't know whether because it was in the shop. She was great and everybody else got it, so it's just me. I don't know whether it's because it was in the shop and there was people shopping and I don't know. But when I came home, I re-looked at it and it clicked, and I thought I can crochet a granny square, so I can crochet anything. Well, I did crochet something, and it's ironic that it looks like knitting, but we'll not bother. And this is the Celato Cowl. I hope you can see this, by Twinset Purl, my lovely Rachel. And you do start with knitting, which was great, and then you go into crochet, and it's not lost on me that it looks like knitting. But it's done. I can't remember what yarn. I think it's Woolly Mammoth. It was a skein that was caked up. That wasn't even the choice. It was caked up, and I thought I'm going to start this. Now I did it a bit shorter than, because double chin and all that. But I really like it. You see, it's got grey with lovely pinky bits in. Oh, I'm sorry about the lighting. But I wasn't sure. I mean, I've never really crocheted before. Didn't really know what I was doing. And I messaged Rachel and said, do you crochet into the top of the triple stitch? Listen to me with my jargon. And she said, well, what way do you normally crochet? I don't normally crochet, but I'm chuffed to bits for that. I may never wear it, just keep it to look at. But it's not, I'm not going to win any prizes, and it's only very lightly blocked. But I am chuffed to bits for that. So does that make me a crocheter now? I can wear that t-shirt. I'll show you my granny stuff in a wee minute. But excuse the hair. I'm trying to grow my hair out a wee bit, and it's in that want to get it cut off again stage. But anyway, so that is my Celato Cowl by Twinset Purl. I hope you can see it. Definitely have to work out this positioning for the next time. Then many of you know I used to be a midwife, and I came across my feed, I think, that SANS, which is stands for, I have got it here, I should know this, I used Saving Stillbirth and Neonatal Death Society. Stillbirth and Neonatal Death Society. Because sadly, it's not all good news when you get pregnant. And I noticed they were doing a knitting challenge. And when I was a midwife, we used to, and sadly if we were with someone who lost a baby, we used these memory boxes, and they're absolutely fantastic, beautiful boxes, really nice magnetic closure and everything, and they put 2 little bears in, one to bury with your baby, and maybe I should have put a disclaimer, Maybe I should be a trigger warning here. Anyway, and they put a little blanket in, and some mums choose to wrap their baby in it, and some mums choose to keep it. I knew it was knitted, and I knew it was probably hand knitted. Never crossed my mind that I'd want to do them. But anyway, so this month I think is the challenge. I signed up, it was £25, and I wanted to support the charity. You don't need to, you can knit for them whether you signed up or not. They send you this bag. They sent 2 balls. It takes 2 balls of white. It has to be white because obviously a lot of people don't know what sex their baby's going to be. They sent these, which I obviously didn't use. They sent the needles. Won't be using those, metal, long, straight needles. And they sent 2 balls of the new fashion from Woolcraft, and it's shade 7F76 in white. So it has to be white. You can knit any pattern, but they have a pattern on their website, and that's what I did. And the first one I did exactly what they said, just a square. It's about 20 inches square, and then you're meant to put on a border, knit a border, and then sew it on. No, I'm not doing that. I actually think that wee border's quite nice. So I'm going to keep this one as it is. This is what I knit this one with. I haven't blocked them or anything. I knit this one with the yarn they sent, and followed the pattern. And then I thought there must be a border I could do. So that's my finished object, but now we're going into whips. I thought there must be a border I can do that wouldn't be as time consuming. Well, so I found where have I put it now? I found a pattern on, if you go into Ravelry and type in easy baby blanket, it comes up with this pattern, but colourfuldesigns.com, you can click through to colourfuldesigns.com. Colour is the British spelling, and she has done a different slightly different pattern to be able to put the border on it. So I followed that, and this is what I've got. But so this is the beautiful border. Now, not blocked or anything. Really lovely. It took a while, obviously. You knit around. Now I need to sort out what I do there because I couldn't finish it. I need to sort that out, but I'll be ripping out because let me show you. Oh, maybe it doesn't look as bad as I thought it did. Maybe I'll keep it. No, it's not. Look. Yeah, I did it too tight. I might keep this one because it's better to have it than not have it. But I think I picked up stitches too tightly. I might block this one. It is acrylic, so I'll have to steam block it out. But it is really pretty to put in a wee memory box for those who are just having the worst time of their lives and they feel like somebody's spent some time knitting this. I'm going to sew on a wee button. Lovely friend Claire sent me some of these buttons just made with love, and I'm going to sew on each one. And again, I think I'd like to just have those on the needles too. They're so easy. Shame they're white, otherwise I would take them out and about with me. But so that's 2 I can send off initially. And I just think, so if you're looking for a really mindless but mindful wee project, I went to my local yarn shop and bought a big bag of more white wool to just keep knitting them, because obviously it was something I was actually involved in, and never crossed my mind that I could knit for the memory boxes. I hope I haven't complicated that. So they're thing is saving babies' lives, supporting bereaved families. So money goes to research, money goes to post delivery, goes to the memory boxes, all of those sorts of things. So Google SANS. I'll put all the details down. SANS charity, I think .com, but I'll put all the details down below. As I say, we use these a lot when I was a midwife, and I think they were really a comfort to some parents. So that's SANS. I don't think it's on the front, no. And if you want to join the challenge, you can still sign up. And I've been keeping those in this wee bag from Tea Cake and Make. This was gifted to me. Look at that. I mean, gorgeous. And she also, naughty, gifted me this as well. These are on her website. This is the medium size, and she has a large size and a sort of a sock size as well. And this haven't used it yet because I wanted to show you, but this is like a notions pouch. It's got pockets and you can put your needles in. I could put my crochet hooks in now. And you can hang it off your bag, matchy. I mean, just gorgeous. Look at that. And she always does it in sort of like a heavy cotton canvas, which is just so sturdy, box bottom. And as I say, it's tea cake and make. Beautiful. And she has she's on Etsy, but she has patterns as well, which I will definitely be knitting one of later on in the year. So 30 minutes. This is going to be excuse me, this is going to be a long one, I'm sorry, but we're making up for lost time. I think I'm a teenager with all the stickers on my water thing. Anyway, so let's get back. I've gone off track. Let's get back. Okay, so I had total cast on paralysis. Did hats, did socks, did those blankets, and then the dam broke. Absolutely broke. And I cast on everything. If you've been here before, you'll know it's my knitting I'll cast on. Hashtag it's my knitting I'll cast on if I want to. I'm realising I'm looking at myself and not the lens. I'm sorry. And yes, I cast on with Gay Abandon, and I have, yeah. Anyway, we'll see where we go. Okay, the first one is in my beautiful Babylon leather bag that I sewed, that they gifted to me. And you can still get a discount code on these bags. Ruth, just double check. Yes, Ruth will give you 5% off, and they nearly always have already discounts on, but you can get 5% off. Like a few weeks ago, they had a 25% discount, and you could have used my 5% as well. I can't recommend them highly enough. Nicest company I've worked with, and if you've always wanted one of those fancy dancy bags, but they're way out of your it's meant to go through like that. They're way out of your league. I mean, it's still a considered purchase, don't get me wrong, and I wouldn't have been buying one. They gifted this to me, but for the person in your life who you don't know what to buy for, or if you're an early Christmas buyer or whatever, use my wee code Ruth and you'll get a wee bit of discount. Anyway, and I just love this bag. I've used it constantly since I got it. And I probably could use it as a handbag, but, you know, I think it's a knitting bag. Anyway, enough. So I cast on this Sleeping Beauty sweater by Elenor Mortensen. Can you see? All over Colourwork. So I went from knitting super simple hats to all over Colourwork. Now, I have only done Colourwork in what I would call sticky, grippy yarn. You know, Jamieson Smith, Woolyknit, all of that. And you know, if you've watched before, I love Colourwork. I've knit many Colourwork projects, but I've never used superwash yarn for Colourwork. And I don't know if I'm convinced with this. I'll put this down a bit. So, let's get them out. Sorry if you see on the top of my grey head, but that's life. So, what is in my bag? Oh, so I decided to cast on using this beautiful yarn. Oh, navy with a wee fleck, sort of a wee light and dark bits. And this is Seconds from Bird Street Yarn. I went to Wee Flock. They call it Little Flock. I'm calling it Wee Flock. A while ago, and they had a Seconds bucket, and there was enough in sweaters quantity, £5 a skein. So, and I just thought, oh, it would work brilliantly. And then I use this. I finished one ball. This is the second ball, and this is Crazy Zauberball Crazy in colorway 2389. This is the way, if you were knitting it straight, that it would knit up. I do not know where I got it, but I mean, every yarn shop sells it now, doesn't it? And this is how we've got on. Now, I watch this Knitty Life podcast on here, and she does Colourwork constantly in I've mentioned it before, in superwash yarn, and she gets on great, but I don't know. the front from the back. So, oh, it looks all right, doesn't it? Oh, it looks busy, but trying to see, the flowers are there, and you duplicate stitch the wee sort of stamens into them later on. I stopped at the bottom here because the first ball of Zauberball was run out. Maybe it looks all right. I steam blocked I wasn't happy with the initial yoke, and I steam blocked it, and it did flatten out a bit. But you can see it's not the flattest of flats. Oh, this lighting, I'm sorry. Anyway, you get the idea. I started on the sleeve because I just needed some plain knitting. Now, this is going to have to be blocked out a wee bit because this is wider than the Colourwork. But you can see the bottom of the flowers there. I think it's going to be nice. Maybe that, I don't know which one. Yeah, see it? Anyway, I suppose I've got about another, I don't know how many, maybe 5 inches to do before I start the hem, and then obviously sleeve. Oh, that's perfect there. Anyway, let's see. So I really went from paralysis. Oh, there you can see the flowers. So I'll put the stamens in there. I went from paralysis, cast on paralysis to like full on. Very easy to follow. Lovely bright colour work pattern. Oh, there you go. I really struggle when charts are too small, and sometimes they put in the colour work, they put them so, the colours so similar, like a light blue and a dark blue, that I'm like, which strand I'm using. I don't know if I'm still sold on the, sorry, I keep saying the top of my grey head. I still don't know if I'm sold on doing colour work in superwash, but it will block out, I'm sure. Too many floats to show you. We'll see, time will tell. Now I did it, I knit it, I tried it on, it fits, no problem. Wee bit neater than I would like it, but as I say, I think it will block out. And I forgot also that I have a massive hernia. Oh, a lot of you were praying for me about my appointment. Sorry, tangent. I went to see the doctor, I went to see the surgeon, and had a CT scan within 4 days, unheard of in the UK on the NHS, and haven't heard anything since. But when she saw it, she went, oh my goodness. So I think she thought it was quite a big abdominal hernia. It makes me look like I'm pregnant, so not every jumper is going to be flattering on. We'll see how that one goes. It has been an enjoyable knit. I've enjoyed it, but I've been really, stretching it out to make sure that it sits flat and everything. So we'll see. The jury's out on whether I want to do more colour work with superwash yarn. We'll see. I do have a couple of other Zauberballs that I could use. Maybe use them not for the full body. But we'll see. But anyway, that's the Sleeping Beauty sweater by Elenor Mortensen. She has some beautiful stuff. You should go, if you like colour work, go and check it out. Then for holidays, I wanted something that was just simple, and I had knit before, and I knew the designer. I didn't want to have to think, sometimes you knit something by a new designer and you think, oh, what does that mean? And Isobel Kraemer, of course, my favourite, was the one that I went for. And as I say, I've knit this before. It's the Forager Lite. Okay, yeah, photograph. I knit it before in a Woolyknit in like a creamy, a beigey colour with a wee fleck. So Forager Lite. She has another Forager which is I think worsted maybe. See, there's a wee mock cable down the front and down the sides and down the arms. Remember? And I'm knitting this in a random cone that I got on eBay. Gorgeous. Oh, that's the true colour. Beautiful. It's definitely 100% wool. Smells delightful. It says inside. No, it doesn't say anything inside. Doesn't say anything inside, but it is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So I took my cone with me on holidays, and I have finished the body, and I'm on Slave Island and give up. So I even have my wee ice cream to make me feel like I was on my holiday. So I obviously still have the neckline to do. I've done the body. See the mock cable. It's lovely. Mock cable down the sides. Oh, this lighting. Gonna have to really sort that out. Sorry guys, I just thought I could just jump on and talk to you, but obviously it's mock cable down the sides, and then I have to pick up for the sleeves and the neckline. But that'll be so useful in the winter. Oh, it's down the back too. Forgot that. So finger and weight in that lovely green, and I just did everything as pattern. I always get gauge with Isobel Kraemer's patterns, and I have so many of them. I could just knit the Isobel Kraemer's if I live to 1,000. And she's got some lovely colourwork ones as well, and those will be going on the needles at some point, I'm sure too. And she's coming out with the most gorgeous shawl. I'm not sure when, but that'll probably be in too. And this is in a redesigned bag. Can't remember what number it is. I was given a wee voucher, and I got that, and it's been brilliant for the holidays. It was brilliant because it just sat on the floor and you could knit out of it. Very, very blessed and privileged to have that. Smell of leather's lovely. So anyway, that's that, and I got it on a, I can't remember where I got it from, but it was also 15%, 20% off it, and free shipping, so it did well. Then, oh my goodness, this is going to be too long. Then I decided to cast on something else, and some of these you'll not see for a while again. So I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm just going to show it. Look up now if you're crafting. It's from Tei Lutsak. I'm going to say Medokvit. I don't know. And it's lovely cables down the front, and then the colour work. So I started. You do the cable first, and then you pick up stitches. I'll be able to find. It's in my Dave bag, my leather bag. Dave is the other half of Mouse's Makes. There we go. So I'm using Blossam. Now that's a wee bit pinker than it is. It's more of a maybe it's not. I had 2 skeins of this, and I'm holding them together to make a DK from Woolyknit. And then I don't know what to do for the colour work. I have these 2 skeins which are DK. So I don't know. Very tempted to do the yellow. This was gifted to me a while ago, and I did knit a sweater with it. But I don't. Oh, very tempted to do that. Or this one from Second City Yarns, which is more of a. I think I might do this, just for something different. And what I've done so far is this. Oops. So I've chosen to do cables holding 2 strands together and not use a cable needle, which you can see it is gorgeous. And this took ages, but I must get back. So there's 2 of those panels across the front, and then I think you pick up stitches down the side. So I have loads of, I have no needle stoppers on that. That could go to pot, couldn't it? So that's definitely a winter kind of hunker down in the evenings and do. There's a vest or long sleeve, so I haven't decided which one I'm going to do yet. We'll see as we come to it, and I haven't really decided which colour to do for the colour work, but I'll decide. And then, so that's Sleeping Beauty, Forager, Lite, Medokvit, whatever it is. Then I have finally cast on something I've been talking about for absolutely ages in my gorgeous bag, and which name escapes me. Oh, it is Knitter Bag. It's linen. She has gifted me a few of these over the years, and it just gets softer. It's just brilliant. Will I do that for my little thumbnail? Oh, I have to do this side. It's shading. Bit rude, isn't it? Anyway, I have always bought these books. It's my favourite time of year when these come out, and there's one coming soon. Let me know if anybody's going to Shetland Wool Week. It is my biggest regret. We lived in Peterhead in Aberdeen for 5 years, and I never got to Shetland, whereas I could have gone over on the boat. Anyway, I buy these and I do knit out of them. This one here, I've knit several things from different ones, but this one is let me get you a decent picture. Oh, it's very dark. The Roosty tank top by Ella Gordon. Let's see if this one's better later. Sorry, my iPad doesn't react very well to all the different lights. And it's full colour work. It's in what year's that? 2021. And I just bought the Jamieson Smith that is in that pattern. I am not very good at putting colours together, but I may have a solution to that, which I'll show you in a minute. And this is what I've done so far. Oh, sorry, my nose is, that's the yarns making my nose itch. There we go. The stitch stopper came off again. And this is what I've done. I haven't worked on it in a while. But, oh, I think it's going to be gorgeous. I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. See, my colour work is so much better in the sticky yarn. Look at that. Nice and flat, and oh, I definitely need to. Maybe I should have waited till later in the morning to podcast and get the colours better. Anyway, you can see rusts and blues. The only thing about this pattern is in the colour work, it's clear as in size wise, but she has used these colours to do her colour work chart. And you can see there's a dark blue and a light blue, and I've done it wrong several times. So it's bottom up. It shouldn't take too long because there's no sleeves, but I'm not rushing it. I'm really enjoying it, and I've got this. You can see the size of this bag, and it's full of all the wee balls of yarn. So I'm taking my time, and I will get it done when I get it done. And I photocopied that pattern, so I don't have to carry that book around, but there's several other things in that book that I really like. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, where am I? I decided after I was looking, it was published in 2022. It's probably the most popular pattern on Ravelry. You know what it is, don't you? Say what it is. Do you know what it is yet? What's that quiz program? And I cast on a Ranunculus. I have never wanted to cast it on. When I see the patterns, the pattern pictures, I'm not awfully fussed. But I wanted to see how you get a jumper for my size out of like 3 balls of DK wool. I've always wanted to be able to hold up the wool and go 3 balls and go, or 3 skeins and go, this is my sweater's quantity. But anyway, and this is what I've got. I'm holding two strands together. So it's a lovely, cozy, woolly. It's a peachy, it's called Old Pink. Old Pink. It is absolutely pouring. So we're doing, I wonder if I turn this, oh, I'll not be able to reach it. Is that any better? Yes, that's better, isn't it? I'll have to turn it back on in a minute. You can see that colour. Oh, what am I doing sitting? So that's it. So it fits lovely. I am not 100% sure I got the last bit right, but hey, I'm really not convinced I got these right, but hey, it's only for me. If I followed the pattern, I would have already finished the body, so it's a bit off. I tried it on last night, fits well. I did the loose cast on, and I don't like it, but maybe when it's blocked out and sits in it, I mean, look, it's so... Maybe when it's blocked out and sits in a bit. I should have done the provisional cast on. I did the one for the wide neck. I should have maybe just done, I don't know if you've done a ranunculus. Everybody's done a ranunculus except me. I don't know whether I should have just done a long tail cast on like I normally do. I might crochet it in a wee bit now that I'm a crocheter. But anyway, I absolutely love it. Not 100% on the wanting to do 10 of them, but I've enjoyed it. It's all right. I haven't got the bug just yet. But I will enjoy wearing it. Oh, I didn't say what the yarn was. The yarn is this beauty, these beauties. I've had this for a while. It's Ullcentrum. If I lived in, Sweden, this is all I would knit on. Midwinter Yarns used to sell it before she moved to Shetland, and as she was moving, she contacted me and said, would you like all of the stuff I have left? So she gave me a massive amount of this yarn at an absolute budget price. But this is Ullcentrum. It's Old Pink, and it is 100% Swedish wool, 4-ply weight, 200 meters per 50 grams. And as I say, I'm holding them together. And as I say too, if I lived in Sweden, this would be all I would knit on. Can you hear the rain battering against the window? And it's in a lovely bag that I got from Fruitful Fusions. It's velvet, my favourite colour. And it was made by, to hold it out, Atelier des Musulmans. It was a charity thing, raising money. So love that too. And then last but not least, oh my goodness, 51 minutes, sorry. Last but not least, the big one. This is in a bag that my parents sent me for my birthday. I'm terribly posh. I'm from Northern Ireland. maybe this needs to be my... maybe this needs to be my, let me see if I can move it, my thumbnail. No, that's not going to work, is it? Anyway, I have filled this bag with all my yellow scraps, and there's many. You can see behind, that's my one and only crochet project, which is a granny stripe. I have it over my lovely chair that was gifted to me, and because it's cream and it's getting a bit dirty from having dogs and children and all the rest of it, and I've just cast on a granny square blanket, which I learned to do not very long ago, and I haven't done an awful lot. And I started holding it double, but I thought it looked a bit which one is this one? I started this one double, but I thought it looked a bit untidy. So I've done very little, and I probably would have to Google to see how to do it again. So I have done this one. Now, do not judge. This is just 4-ply, and this will be a long-term project. In fact, I even have, oh, why can you never do anything right, Ruth? This wee thing, from... Roro and Cade's little snail progress keeper. Yes, I'm going to put there's a Roro and Cade's on Etsy. Does these wee, I'm going to put that on it to remind me it's slow progress, there's no rush, and that's what I've done so far. Looking at the middle of it, it's maybe not even right, but I'm a learner, and this means I'm a crocheter, doesn't it? It's nearly the same as the back. Anyway, I'm using up all my yellow scraps. I used this blanket, I used loads last winter, but it's now been put on the back of my chair, but I can pull it off and put it over my shoulders if I want. And that's in, I mean, it's a hefty bag full of full of yellow scraps left over from those socks and left over from all sorts of things. Actually, there's a DK ball in there I need to take out. I think I like the finger weight best. That's it. Is that it? Nothing over the page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And have you noticed anything? Oh gosh, it's got like night out there. I have not got a shawl in the needles. Maybe I should have told you to sit down before I said that. I have not got a shawl on the needles. I don't know. I think I haven't worn any knitwear since about June. I don't know whether it's just, I don't know. So I need to rectify that. Oh, Twinset Purl have got some gorgeous ones coming out soon. Yeah, I've got socks in my bag, my handbag. I've got those. I'll show you those whenever I finish them. And yeah, so I need to rectify the no shawl thing, don't I? That's my favourite, used to be my favourite thing to knit, but obviously Colourwork has trumped it. And yeah, let's see, watch this space. The lighting's getting worse. I really apologise. It is literally like night time out there. Cozy knitting weather. So I just want to show you a couple of other things quickly. Oh, we're over our time, may as well keep going. This beauty was gifted to me by lovely Casey from Hank's Yarn Parlour. You can see Hank's. Sorry, the lighting's really going now. This is a prototype, so she sent me this. I think it's perfect. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's a roll top bag. She has these, not maybe this particular design in her shop. There's pockets in it. So you can either, see the pockets? Yeah, box bottom, and you just put your project in it and roll it up. I actually saw it when I was in her shop, but I didn't buy it, and then bless her, she sent it to me. She's got bigger ones as well, so go and check out Hank's Yarn Parlour online, and you'll see these beauties. I always want to support small businesses, and this, I mean, there's just definitely a theme, isn't there? And then I was talking about not being able to choose colours, and the day that I went to do my oh dear me, the day that I went to do my Granny Square class, I saw these at the checkout. Now you've probably seen them all before. Not Taking Time to Rain. And these are from Jamieson Smith, and these are for the person who struggles. So they have all of their colour combinations and the inspo. And they do, like, look at how many's in that. They do 4, they do 5, they do all the rest of it, and there's 2 of them, and they're Worsted Inspo 1 and Worsted Inspo 2. I mean, the pictures are gorgeous. Look at the pictures, all from Shetland. And what a help that's been to me for getting colour combos together. So that's volume 1. Oh, look at that one. Gorgeous. So if you struggle with colours, and maybe you've got a better idea of how to, I'm trying to find one that's really got, look at that. I think these are a great idea. They were £10 each, but I think, oh, they'd be great. And so obviously you can do as many colours or as few colours, and you can see how they go together. I love that one too. Obviously that's right up my street. It is absolutely torrential rain, and it is going black. So I'm going to stop because this is ridiculous. Thank you for bearing with me. Oh my goodness. I will try to be more professional next time. I will try to get the lighting sorted out. It's shining off my head even more now. I mean, it's what, 20 past 10 and the overhead lights on. Welcome to winter. I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. I'm not complaining. Anyway, you know, normally at the end of my podcast, if you've watched before, I do share a wee bit of the gospel, a wee bit of what's on my heart, what the Lord has laid in my heart to share with you. I always say you don't have to stay if it's not for you. That's fine, but maybe today it will be, because I have my special guest. When I was over in Ireland, I asked my dad if he would do a wee recording, and he did. It's just very short, very heartfelt, and I hope you'll stay and watch what he has to say. He recorded it a couple of times, bless him, but I thought the first time was fine, but he wasn't happy with it. So something simple, nothing too deep, and he's going to kick off our new season together, and I will be back in the next time. So that's an hour according to my calculations. He's wee things about 4 minutes, so if you want to stay on, please do. Please click subscribe so you'll know when I come back again. I think there's a button now called the hype button. Don't really understand what it does, but sure, click it anyway. It doesn't affect you. And maybe move my podcast up a wee bit and let other people see it. I have loved being back with you. It's chaos. It's absolute chaos. And I'll have to tidy all this up. But so worth it. And I am going to go now and get myself a cup of coffee. I do very minimal editing, maybe put a few photographs in and get this up so you can watch it. And I'm going to just look out at the pouring rain battering against the window. I'm very thankful I don't have to leave the house today. And yeah, maybe even get a few stitches done on some of these sweaters. Some of them are so close. If I could just stick in and get them done, I would be nearly wearing them by the next time I talk to you. as I say, I'm so glad you've come back. I'm so glad you've stuck with me, and I'm hoping this will be definitely a regular thing now. So I'll say goodbye to you now and let my dad share with you, and I'll see you next time. Get in touch if you want
folks.
to. All right, God bless. Bye.
Probably know I'm Ruth's dad, and I just want to speak to you for a little while. I was born in Scotland. That might surprise some of you, but I was. My father had gone there for work, and I was born there, and we weren't very long there until the Second World War broke out, and there was conscription in Scotland, but none here in Northern Ireland. And my father was conscripted, and he joined the Argyll and Southern Highlanders and went off to be a soldier in the Second World War. Sadly, my father was killed during the war. He was killed at the Battle of Monte Cassino in the south of Italy, and it left my mother with 2 little boys. I have in my hand here a copy of the telegram that came to my mother telling her that my father was dead. That little boy in the bicycle, the telegram boy, came out from the nearest town, out to the country where we were living, and he presented my mother with the telegram to tell her that my father had been killed in action. He waited for a moment or two to see if my mother wanted to send any reply. She didn't want to send any reply. He got on his bicycle and he rode off and left my mother with a little boy just 3-year-old and another little boy just 2. It was pretty hard. And there she was alone, just having received that very, very sad news. But she was a wonderful woman, and we had a wonderful mother in my mother, and I thank God every day for her. My father is buried in a military cemetery in Monte Cassino in the south of Italy, and he's there amongst 4,000 other young men who gave their lives for the Savior, for the King and country. You know, my father was 33 when he gave his life. He was just the same age as Jesus when he went to the cross to suffer for you and me. And most of the other young men in that cemetery were 20, 21, 22, even some 19-year-olds. And quite a number of graves in that cemetery simply say, known only to God. But my dad was 33, and so was Jesus when he gave his life. My father gave his life for king and for country, and Jesus gave his life for you and for me. He made a provision that we could be saved for time and for eternity, and be ready when it comes to the end of life's journey to spend eternity with him. And I trust that you will remember that Jesus loved you enough to go to a cross and die for you at the young age of 33, and that he gave his life a ransom for you. And may God just help you to understand this, and may this become a reality in your heart and life. It became a reality in my heart and life when I was a lad in my teens, and I've never regretted committing my life to Jesus Christ and giving him my soul, my life, my all. And you will never regret it either. So I pray that God will just help you as you live your life to commit that life entirely to the Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you for listening, and may God bless you. Bye-bye.